trafficking has become a widespread crime in areas around the world, including the United States. You might be asking yourself how, and what can you do to help stop this? Growing up in Pace, I found it really difficult to believe that this type of thing happens all around us. Human trafficking goes almost unrecognized by people of America. That is why, for my topic, I have chosen to encourage everyone to do their part and make people aware of human trafficking. As American citizens, I believe it is our duty to keep each other informed of the dangers that impact our country. If we continue to keep each other informed on human trafficking in the United States, we can put a stop to it. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eva Totten. Today I'm going to talk to everyone about human trafficking, a form of slavery or trade for sexual purposes or for forced labor purposes, as defined by Wikipedia. Together, if we become aware of the problem, get the word out, and recognize the problem as it appears, something can be done with this crime. You might be thinking to yourself, what actually goes on in these criminal acts, and who does it affect? How big is this problem? When people perform the act of human trafficking, they are subjecting someone to a form of slavery against their will. This usually involves sexual exploitation of that person or forcing them to work. This happens in the U.S. more than people would expect. People in the land of the free are being transformed into modern-day slaves. The State Department released a statement saying that up to 2 million people are trafficked worldwide every year, with an estimated 15,000 to 18,000 in the U.S. in the year of 2009. Almost 170 investigations were opened and nearly 200 arrests were made. These numbers alone are a scary fact to face in a country that is supposed to be free. I will give you 2 examples of human trafficking history in the United States. One known case by the FBI is the case of the Texas sex slaves in 2004, where 4 women were promised a better life in America, but upon arrival were forced into slavery for a gang. Their duties during the day went unpaid, and they were slaves during the night, brutally raped by the gang members. Another case investigated and charged by the FBI was that of a Mexican man in Oregon who kidnapped a woman from Mexico and forced her to work on his marijuana farm. During this time, he was also beating, stabbing, and sexually assaulting her. While these are just 2 of the cases that I've chosen to shine light on, there are plenty more that are just as bad still occurring in the United States. There are plenty of websites that explain ways you can become more aware of human trafficking. One of the websites is love146.com, which is a nonprofit organization helping with the fight against sexual trafficking in children. The other website is endhumantrafficking.org, also known as PEHT, which is another nonprofit organization working to stop sex slavery in many different ways. There are several ways you can spread the word about human trafficking. There is tons of social media and websites to organize walks, rallies, and campaign against trafficking of humans. Also, some states, such as in California, had a proposal in their ballots on Election Day. With these things, everyone can help. It should be made easier to put a stop to this crime. Activism is an important part of the Florida Coalition Against Human Trafficking's job. With their help and their training for volunteers, it has been made possible for tons of cases of human trafficking to be brought down. They have worked with Florida State University to advocate a Center for the Advancement of Human Rights, which helps recognize ways to help human trafficking victims in Florida. Another important factor is using your own civic duty against the ability to traffic humans. In California, during the 2012 election, there was a proposal called Proposal 35 on their ballot. This proposal was otherwise known as Californians Against Sexual Exploitation Act. This proposal is meant to increase a prison term for a human trafficker, mandate law enforcement training on human trafficking, and requires criminal fines from convicted human traffickers to pay for services to help victims. Now that you know a little bit about ways you can help community-wide and nationwide, there are things you need to know about actually recognizing the crime of human trafficking. The most important way you can recognize someone who might be trafficked is by recognizing the sure signs of trafficking. According to humantrafficking.org, there are several suspicious indicators of trafficking. Heavy security at the establishment where women never leave or are heavily escorted is one sign. When they are escorted, they would be under surveillance and the escort may present himself as a translator. Another sign is victims and men living together at the premises, but you only see the men leave. In conclusion, as Americans, we should want to bring down the world of human trafficking in our country. We are the country that gives hope to others who aren't free. So we should do what we can to keep our country free. Today I have addressed the harmful nature of human trafficking. As people of the United States, it is a huge disgrace to see such a thing happen in our country. I hope this speech made you become aware of the problem, helped guide you to get the word out, and recognize the crime. Get involved, do your part as an American citizen, and help rid America of human trafficking.